Namaste. Wish you a very pleasant morning and Ohayo gozaimasu. I am Dr. Aarti Mohanpurkar, Associate Professor in Computer Science and Engineering Department of Maharashtra Institute of Technology, Chhatrapati, Sambhajinagar. It is my honor to welcome you all to the 4th Indo-Japan pre-conference workshop on high-speed rail and geotechnical challenges. I am extremely delighted to have all our distinguished guests, experts and scholars gathered here today. Let us seek the blessings of the divine with the sacred Saraswati Vandana by Mr. Nitin Gaikwad. Before we begin, I would like to invite our esteemed dignitaries to join us for lighting the lamp as per the customary Indian tradition. I would like to invite Professor Ashok Kumar Chawla, the Chief Guest, Dr. Anil Joseph, President IGS, Dr. A.P. Singh, Secretary IGS, Professor Nilima Satyam, Convener of this workshop, Professor S.K. Prasad, Co-Convener of this workshop, Dr. K.V. Kaye, Vice Chancellor, Babasaheb Ambedkar Technological University, Dr. Yadnavir Kavde, President of GS Mandal, Dr. V.M. Pandri Pandey, former Vice Chancellor, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, Professor Munish Sharma, Director General MIT, Dr. Nilesh Patil, Director MIT, Dr. Uttam Kavane, Chairman IGS Aurangabad Chapter, and Dr. Manish Dikshit, Secretary IGS Aurangabad Chapter.
या कुंदेन्दु तुषारहार धवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रामृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युत शंकर प्रभृतिभृ देवे सदा वंदिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निशेषजागापहा शुक्ला ब्रह्म विचार सार परमामाद्या जगद्व्यापिनी वीणा पुस्तक धारिणी अभयदा जागान्धकारापहा हस्ते स्फटिकमालिका विद्यते पद्मासने संस्थिता वन्दे ता परमेश्वरी भगवती बुद्धिप्रदा शारदा.
Thank you very much, sir, and thank you to all the dignitaries too. I request the dignitaries to kindly grace the dais. Professor Ashok Kumar Chawla, the Chief Guest, Dr. Anil Joseph, President IGS, Dr. A.P. Singh, Secretary IGS, Professor Nilima Satyam, Convener of the workshop, Professor S.K. Prasad, Co-Convener of this workshop, Dr. K.V. Kaye, Vice Chancellor, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Technological University, Professor Munish Sharma, Director General MIT, Dr. V.M. Pandey, former Vice Chancellor, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, Marathwada University, Dr. Nilesh Patil, Director, MIT, Thank you very much, sir. Now I invite Dr. Manish Dikshit, Secretary IGS, Aurangabad chapter, to deliver the general preamble setting the tone of our sessions today. Please, sir.
Good morning to one and all. On the behalf of MIT family and IGS Aurangabad chapter and Indore chapter, I welcome you all for the 4th Indo-Japan pre-conference workshop on high-speed rail and geotechnical challenges. The chief guest of today's function, Professor Ashok Kumar Chawla, Advisor Japan, guest of honor, Dr. K.V. Kaye sir, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Technological University Lonere, Dr. Anil Joseph, President IGS, Dr. A.P. Singh, Secretary IGS, Professor Munish Sharma, Director General MIT Group of Institutions, Convener of this workshop, Dr. Nilima Madam, Co-Convener, Dr. S.K. Prasad, Director, Dr. Nilesh Patil sir, Dr. V.M. Pandey sir, Dr. Uttam Kalwane, Chairman of IGS Aurangabad chapter, and all the IGS EC members, my friends and faculty members. A warm welcome to one and all. At the outset, I would like to thank the Indian Geotechnical Society for giving us a chance for this prestigious 4th Indo-Japan conference to be organized in collaboration with Indore chapter and Aurangabad chapter at MIT Sambhajinagar. Indian Geotechnical Society and Japanese Geotechnical Society has established a collaborative agreement to foster the exchange of technical specific professional knowledge in the field of geotechnical engineering. The first Indo-Japan workshop was held at Kochi on the topic Advances in Earthquake Engineering in 2011. Second Indo-Japan workshop on geotechnics for resilient infrastructures at Japan on 14th November 2015. Third Indo-Japan workshop on geotechnics for natural disaster mitigations and management at Guwahati on 13th December 2017. This workshop will focus on the geotechnical aspects of the latest advancement in the design and operation of high-speed rails. Key issues to be discussed in the proposed workshop includes maintaining stability and safety at high velocities, minimizing noise and vibrations for enhanced passengers' comfort, optimization, aerodynamics, developing suitable tracks and infrastructure, and ensuring overall safety and reliability of the train system. This workshop provides a significant opportunity for researchers, practitioner engineers to collaborate and share insights in the vital geotechnical challenges posed by high-speed rail systems. Lastly, I acknowledge the support given by the Director General, Professor Munish Sharma, Director, Professor Nilesh Patil sir, MIT, and Indore chapter, Pune chapter and Aurangabad chapter local body members for their much needed support. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, sir, for the informative preamble. Following the preamble, we will now felicitate our dignitaries, expressing our gratitude for their presence and support. I humbly request Professor Munish Sharma, the Director General MIT, to felicitate Professor Ashok Kumar Chawla, the chief guest of today's program. Thank you very much, sir. Now I take privilege to invite Dr. Nilesh Patil, Director MIT, to honor Dr. Anil Joseph, President IGS. Thank you very much, sir. Now I request Dr. Uttam Kavani, Chairman IGS Aurangabad Chapter, to welcome Dr. A.P. Singh, Secretary IGS. Dr. K.V. Kai, Vice Chancellor, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Technological University, will be felicitated by Professor Nilima Satyam. Thank you very much, ma'am. Now I request Professor S.K. Prasad to felicitate Dr. Pandre Pandey, former Vice Chancellor, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Technological University. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, Marathwada University, Aurangabad. Thank you very much, sir. Now I request Dr. Anil Joseph, President IGS, to felicitate Professor Munish Sharma, the Director General, MIT. Thank you very much, sir. Now I call upon Dr. Manish Dikshit, Secretary, IGS Aurangabad Chapter, to welcome Professor Nilima Satyam, the convener of this workshop. Thank you very much, sir. Further, I invite Professor Munish Sharma, Director General, MIT, to felicitate Professor S.K. Prasad, the co-convener of this workshop. Thank you very much, sir. Dr. Nilesh Patil, Director MIT, shall be felicitated by Dr. Uttam Kavane, Chairman IGS Aurangabad Chapter. Thank you very much, sir. It was indeed a great pleasure to welcome and felicitate all the dignitaries. I can request to kindly get seated. Thank you, everyone. Let us come together to share knowledge, ideas, and expertise, paving the way for innovative solutions in high-speed rail and geotechnical challenges. Thank you. Now I take the privilege to invite Professor Munish Sharma, Director General, to address this gathering. Please, sir.
Good morning. I think the felicitation is considered a very auspicious and important part of any program. Even though if it consumes little more time, it is understood that. So thank you for your patience for all these things. And I think this we have the overwhelming dais today, and we have few special guests, those who are gracing our inaugural program of this 4th edition of Indo-Japan conference, pre-conference. And it was privilege. We had yesterday a dinner meet, and in that dinner meet we could hear Professor Ashok Chabla ji, who is advisor to Ministry of External Affairs, Japan government, and it was really very insightful, and the kind of wisdom of Professor Chavla, we could really witness that yesterday evening, and today he is with us as a chief guest of this program. And we are fortunate, we have two esteemed academicians as part of the dais. One is the former Vice Chancellor, Dr. V.M. Pandey, and another one, of course, our own Dr. K.V. Kale, who is currently the Vice Chancellor of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Technological University, Indore. And rest all are the host, okay, the IGS and MITN. So I am not going to repeat their names. So I think this is a good time to come to the city. Maybe some of our friends from south might be feeling little cold in the morning and evening time, and people from north and east probably find it very, very pleasant. It's a good time to come to the city. I have been told that you should introduce MIT, and rather I would say you are here only, and you can have first-hand experience going around MIT campus. But I would certainly tell you a little bit the background of the town where this conference is getting hosted. We have around 2000 years of traceable history, you can say, and the city is the host of two World Heritage, Ajanta and Ellora, and city was very much part of the Silk Route trade, ancient Silk Route trade, and of course the seat of knowledge like Eknath, the Pathan area. And we are witnessing the growth of this city, and I would say in till late 80s the city was kind of sleeping city. Okay, I remember when I came to this city in 1991, the city population was close to 300,000, and but that was the time when city was started developing in terms of industrialization. There was roots earlier because Bajaj was there, Videocon was there, Garware was there, and a few large companies were there. But still, the DNA of the city was laid back kind of culture. And now you see in last 3 decade plus, the city has grown manifold. The population has gone to close to 2 million city population. And the industrial demography is very diverse. And of course, even though automotive and some other segments like seed, steel are dominating, but you could find a very nice pharma setup where 5 to 6 FDA approved plants are there. So I think right from this journey of growth of the city, MIT is contributing in the growth of the city directly and indirectly. And this institution is also growing with the city, I would say. And the host institute, Maharashtra Institute of Technology, is an autonomous institute, and having 5,000 odd students taking education full time, predominantly undergraduate number of students, and but we do have research as one of the focus area, where we have around 15 plus post graduation programs, and we do have research centers where students do their research, which leads to the PhD program. So I would rather suggest you to take a round. There are certain unique things which MIT is doing. We have industrial scale laboratories within campus which works 3 shift, and all these labs are we call them as micro enterprises. It's an interesting story. When you go there, the convener and the coordinator of those labs would tell you that what is why they are called as micro enterprises. So our focus area, of course, agriculture is one of the area where we do have a micro enterprise called ARDC, Agriculture Research and Demonstration Center, built with a very clear to objective. One, to prove that agriculture can be a viable proposition economically, even in a small land holding, and we are trying to demonstrate that through various methods. And second, which is the pain areas in agriculture, is called marketing, and how we can prove that even in agriculture you can take order and then grow the crop or whatever you want to grow in agriculture. So these are 2 very focus area we are working. Along with that, environment is another area. We have NABL accredited labs within organizations having all the approval like CPCV approved labs, and those labs are actually the kind of support to anyone who would like to do research in the specific areas, where they can support those analytical with very highly sophisticated instrumentations supporting these labs. And I wish that you all would take out time next 3 days, including this 4 days you are on the campus, and we'll see to it that someone from the organizing team would coordinate it. Anyone who will be interested visiting those labs can of course do it. And in MIT we of course consider laboratories are kind of the most important things to support anything we want to do in teaching, learning or in research. So therefore you can find some special emphasis on those things, and along with of course the best resources. Now I'm just finishing because I have been given only 3 minutes, but I'll take one minute or 2 minutes more, as this is the conference in association with Japanese Geotech chapter. We have few very distinguished speakers. Those are going to talk today, 5 lectures. The 5 resource persons are there. This city is, as I said, a very vibrant city. and the industry is leading the economic activities in the city. And recently Toyota has decided to set up their plant in the outskirt, which is Auric, part of DMIC, Delhi Mumbai Industrial Corridor. Is one of there are two I think the nodal point which are growing very fast. One is Dholera, and other one is of course in the Aurangabad city is called Auric, DMIC part, and they have decided to set up their production facility here, and that motivated us as a MIT to explore that what we can do with Japan. And because of that, in the last quarter I had 2 visits to Japan, and I was quite fortunate to have very good discussions and meetings in Japan with JETRO, JST, JESO, and of course the Indian Embassy is very supportive, helping and giving the right insight that what are the possible ways by which Indian academic and research institutions can collaborate there. And I think it's a lot of potentials which we are seeing in times to come, and I think we can take help of Professor Ashok Chawla in this regard to get the right directions, that what possibly the different institutions from this place and Japan, what we can do together. We have already organized one meeting of Professor Chawla is going after this inaugural address there, and to try to explore that how he can help the city in a larger perspective. And of course the conference topic is very, very important. I was reading somewhere, we are also witnessing the way trunk infrastructure in this country is growing, the way we are building the efficiency in our infrastructure, more reliability in our infrastructures, and the conference on that very important subject, geotechnical, happening during these times, I giving more importance. I think it's giving much larger importance to the conference. I was reading, I think Professor Chawla may be knowing more about it. There's around 2.2 trillion US dollars kind of investment which is coming, and the large shares would go to railways, ports and roads. And that kind of investment in next few years, around 10 years, if it is happening in this country, we can imagine the role of all geotech engineers in that. And from that perspective, I am seeing this conference would certainly add a lot of value. My best wishes to all of you, and I wish that you should have a pleasant stay on campus, within city. We are there. Wherever you find any challenge, please let us know. We are there to help you out. So best wishes. Thank you for giving me time, and sorry for consuming more time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for the inspiring words as always, and sharing information about MIT and Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar. Now I take the opportunity to invite Dr. A.P. Singh, Secretary IGS, to throw light and enlighten us about the IGS. Thank you.
Honorable dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, and participants of this Indo-Japan workshop on high-speed rail and geotechnical challenges. Good morning, Ohayo gozaimasu to all of you. I am delighted and privileged to present the glorious activities of Indian Geotechnical Society, which has been carried out in reference to the international activity under the umbrella of ISSMG. So Indian Geotechnical Society, this is one of the 90 affiliated member societies of International Society of Soil Mechanics and Geotechnical Engineering, ISSMG, having more than 20,000 members of ISSMG, individual members. IGS has Total 94 representative in 34 technical committees of ISSMG. IGS has signed agreement of cooperation with geotechnical societies of USA, Japan, Korea, Brazil, Geo Institute of AFC America, Sri Lankan Geotechnical Society, Nepal Geotechnical Society, and Association of Geotechnical Societies of South Asian countries. It has conducted many workshops with all these societies, with whom it is with the memorandum of understanding, and conducting the programs regularly. 13th International Conference on Soil Mechanics and Foundation Engineering, held in New Delhi in 1994, was organized by IGS. IGS has hosted 3 Asian regional conferences in 1960, 1975 and 2007. 6th International Congress on Environmental Geotechnic was held in New Delhi in 2010. Several TC supported international symposiums were held in the last 3-4 years. First Geotech Asia 2025 is GeoVadis, the future of geotechnical engineering, to be held at Goa during 7 to 10th October 2025 in the coming year. 12th International Symposium on Field Mechanics Monitoring in Geomechanics ISFMG 2026 to be held at IIT Indore during 6 to 10th August 2026. India also won the bid for hosting 15th International Symposium on Landslide ISL 2028, which will be organized at Kochi during 2028. These are the activities organized by Indian Geotechnical Society under the umbrella of our parent international body ISSMG. Thank you very much. This is the update about the geotechnical activity.
Thank you, sir, for the highly informative inputs. Professor Nilima Satyam, convener of this workshop, will now educate us about the course content of this workshop. Please, ma'am.
So I'll cut down everything to save time. Good morning and namaste everyone. First of all, it's very great day to see all of you here. We had almost 100 participants offline and several registered online participants also who are attending from both India and Japan. First of all, I extend my sincere thanks to our esteemed speakers from Japan who traveled to attend this. So, and also 2 of the speakers could not travel and they are giving the lectures in online mode. In addition to that, we have our Indian esteemed distinguished speakers as well who have been working on this particular mega infrastructure project for building our nation. So total we have 5+5 very top notch technical program has been planned. I request all the participants to take the benefit of it. In addition to that, we designed a panel session in the end of the day which will be very, very interesting. So please participate there. And then second point is I'd like to extend my sincere thanks to Chawla sir. Sir, thank you so much for the busy schedule. When I wrote to him or I called him, then he could not manage time or something. So but when I said that we want to do this and we want to have you, because this particular event is not just an academic kind of event from our IGS, so we want to have every stakeholder to be part of it. Okay, so I want to hear from sir that how the government is taking about, and we want to know actually. So in that aspect, sir agreed, and we are going to listen to his short presentation in this inaugural session, which will give us, all of us, especially Indians and Japanese also, about our infrastructure, high-speed infrastructure coming up in the country. What is that future that we are going to build? So especially for all our young, early career researchers and the practitioners. So, and the second thing is I also would like to thank our sponsor. This is solo sponsor for the entire workshop, TechFab. and who are also part of this event. So they have been very, very proactive and coming forward like we will do this. So it was a great sign that industry is with us, and so thank you so much. I won't say much about here, and you will be having lot of technical discussions, insights, what's happening, and including me, I want to learn what's happening in the country from all of us, from Japanese and from Indian speakers. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, ma'am. I'm privileged to invite Dr. K.V. Kai, Vice Chancellor, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Technological University, Lunare, to address the gathering. Thank you.
Good morning to one and all. Yeah, dignitaries on the dais, and most important, the dignity of the dais. I am really very happy to be here in the August gathering for this pre-conference workshop that is on very important aspect, high-speed rail and geotechnical challenge. I must thank to the organizer, though who found to me fit to be one of the guests of this particular program. My dear friend Professor Munish Sharma, Managing Directors, always inspiring all the young body researchers and institution, making very humble for each and every persons, those who are in with his contact. Our mentor and guru, Professor Pandey, another big mentors and the founder of the MIT institution, and our source facilitation and mentor, Professor Yadnavir Kaude sir. Namaskar to you. And so many people, those who are joined online and offline, and distinguished speakers from the Japan and India to coin this workshop and conference and on the great height on the specific area of the information and all. I heard about Professor Ashok Chawla yesterday night, and I really get inspired to learn the Japanese and to do at this age to something for the betterment of the society. Rest of the people, Dr. Anil Jose, K.S.K. Prasad, Patil, and Dr. Kilwankar, and entire MIT family. It is really family by heart of social engagement and by heart of academic engagement. I again welcome you all in the historic city of Aurangabad then and now in the Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar. On behalf of my entire university fraternity, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Technological University, though it is located in Lunare, but it is the State Technical University of the Maharashtra, where we had all the engineering and pharmacies and all technical branches on the campus. And the campus is located Raigad foothills of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and in the Konkan region. And we do have the regional offices and central offices entire Maharashtra. Dr. Kulkarni is here, and I come to know that we had also established IG chapters in our university with the civil engineering department and other department also. Due to the time constraint, maybe I will speak more in tomorrow's session. But let me highlight a few important aspects related to this particular challenge. Why we require the high-speed rail, and what are the geospatial challenges. So worldwide, there are so many opportunities and challenges that I cannot narrate now. But apart from all healthcare and other, the transportation challenge, transportation is a big problem all over the world. What are the transformation, and what are the challenges and how the technology will be able to help. So transformation on the surface, land surface, transformation on the water, and transformation in the air. So these three are the big challenge, and everyone to supposed to catch up and pick up the high speed mentally, by visually and by virtually to rush into the space to achieve the desired level of expectation. And now the question arises, we have the bullock cart, we have the bailgadi, we have the bicycle, we have the motorcycle, we have the four-wheeler, now we have the aircraft, and we have the shipyard, and we have the very high-speed train now. What are the challenges? They had listed some of the challenges, but in front of me, the challenges are important in any particular infrastructural challenge development. That is the security, as I spoke in the yesterday night, and the robustness of that particular type of object. So security is an important, as well as the safety also is an important. You can develop the high-speed train, you can develop the aircraft, but if there is no security and no safetyness and no desired level of achievement in terms of robustness, in terms of cost, then that type of development is not a sustainable development. I think in tomorrow's some of the session, that why this particular geotechnical session helps to the sustainable development. Sustainable development is again a very fuzzy statement people are always to made. Without disturbing the nature, if you want to suppose to develop something, that could be and supposed to be sustainable development. But achieving the high speed, what we are going to achieve really. So robustness, safety, cost, infrastructure, and there are various challenges. To meet out these challenges, if you could develop this particular high-speed train with the help of Japanese technologies and Indian technology, hopefully the Indian infrastructures and attitude to do the development found to be in a fruitful, powerful way. So what are the challenges in a scenario? That are again the land acquisition, that is again the tunneling, overbridge, underbridge and surface bridge, that is again the channeling for the IoT base, again challenges for the speed match, again challenges for the catching the infranet or internet, and that of the safety measure, infrastructure management and all. So economy is the bigger challenge. How to meet out this, how to minimize the risk. No in a single statement we can achieve the desired level of achievement, but at least we can minimize the risk. So risk minimization and risk assessment, these are the two important aspects related to the challenge. So to meet out the challenge, if you identify what are the risks and what are the factor to avoid those particular risks, I would like to say that we are leading toward the meeting the challenges of this particular infrastructure. Another important point, geotechnical society strictly related with the civil engineering, but I feel no, it is again a multidisciplinary area, and I do have the sir is witness here. We have been around last 1.5 decade entered into the geospatial technology, and I am particularly teachers and research of the geospatial technology. So geospatial and geotechnical, these are the two correlated terms. Spatial means surface area mapping. What are the objects on the surface that we are going to map with the help of remote sensing and satellite data and all type of data, where the civil engineering comes very heavily. So contour measures, slope, aspect, damage, set, time. These are the various file field which we require to assess the surface layer information with the help of data and augmentation of the dam modeling. So when we are going this interaction altogether, technology never supposed to be get forget. And with the help of the technology, we can achieve the geotechnology. So geo means just a geographical or surface mapping. I don't much know about the civil engineering, but in a basic level I can understand the constructions on the surface, on the water, and even in the space tomorrow that we can able to supposed to construct. So geospatial and geotechnology are two correlated terms. I was associated since long individually as well as the department with the OGC, Open Geospatial Consortium. Government of India, DST is also the part, and me as a early in the Bamboo as well as now in Batu is associated with the geospatial technology. You can just Google and space search the geospatial technology, OGC, Open Geospatial Technology. It was earlier the government agency of the USA, and now it become a huge infrastructural setup where we can able to build the geospace and geospatial infrastructure. I had attended the various conferences at the world and in India, and there they might to take this particular type of how to bridge the bridge, how to make the tunnel with the help of a technological base. GPS and GPS system and ground stations are important criteria for those. And if you are able to connect those particular instrumentation with this particular technology, I think geospatial technology and geotechnical challenges meet out together with the help of sophisticated and soft technology to meet out these basic challenges. So with my view, the IGS and JGS are making a very substantial effort in India, specifically to boost the socio-economic aspect of the government as well as individual, to make it highlight and to make the pace of the speed of the individual as well as the society as well as the government as well as the whole world with meet out the challenges. And hopefully we are trying. Yesterday that night we had discussed. This is the high speed, this is the current scenario, infrastructural weight set and benchmark. But beyond that, we can think of next 40 years, that is the hyperloop train. Without the friction, without the attachment, if you can able to design the train, IIT Madras has already sampled one model about the track of 1 or 2 kilometer, and in Europe they are already working on very heavily. DBATU also taking a very small part with the help of some agencies, that is the hyperloop train. Which is the beyond the capability of the high speed train, that is the hyperloop, it is a loop capsule. We can able to freeze then gravitation just like in a settle in the space. It is just like a hyperloop train. So next generation challenges meet out. If, still there is challenges. There is no one single person or element on the earth who has fulfilled all the dreams and all the way. So always there is a challenge if you are doing so many research. And I think the next generation, next challenge, that are the geospatial technology, and that too with the help of technology, we can able to achieve the hyperloop train. Apart from other technologies, so this technology, hyperloop trains, also is multidisciplinary. We require the surface technology, we require material technology, we require IoT, we require electronics, we require dynamics, we require mechanics, we require chemistry, and that is what the nature and human being just like in a multidisciplinary way. If you come together on a single platform to resolve and solve the problem of the society altogether, that could be the probable solution, and we can meet out the challenges at and large with the help of various technology. So the call is come together, integrate together, and resolve and solve the problem of the society at and large. So with this brief, I think this is more time consuming again from my side. Hopefully tomorrow I will give more time to elaborate more and enlighten the people. So I wish all the organizer and the online offline participant best success, and hopefully the well deliberation discussions and some of the solutions come out from this workshop and tomorrow's conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Now I am unable to wait to introduce our esteemed personality who has agreed to be the chief guest of this program, Professor Ashok Kumar Chawla. Professor Ashok Kumar Chawla, Advisor Japan, Ministry of External Affairs, India, is a distinguished scholar and expert in Japanese language translation studies and India-Japan relations with an illustrious career spanning over 4 decades. He holds a master's in Japanese from Jawaharlal Nehru University and a doctorate complemented by research fellowships in Japan at Tokyo University, National Language Research Institute and Ritsumeikan Asia Pacific University. Professor Chawla has been instrumental in advancing Japanese language education and cross-cultural ties between India and Japan. His academic journey includes teaching Japanese at Delhi University, mentoring postgraduate students in translation techniques at JNU, and serving as visiting professor at leading Japanese institutions like Ritsumeikan, APU, and Tokyo International University. Throughout his career, Professor Chawla has translated 23 books, published 3 books and 31 articles, and presented 64 research papers globally. He has served as chief scientist and head at CSIR, NISCAIR, and contributed to significant research on terminology, machine-aided translation, and translational communication. A mentor, researcher, and cultural bridge builder, Professor Chawla continues to shape Indo-Japan relations with profound impact. So we are privileged. Please join hands to welcome Professor Chawla, the chief guest of today's program, to address the gathering. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I think we will just because the chairs are there. Yeah, sir. Better side. You can see it's good. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. A lot about me was said. I was a very modest student in a aided school with Hindi medium for a very long time. I continue to remain a student, and I'm here today as a student to gain as much as possible. In this journey, I was a scientist for about 36 years. Initially, an information scientist, doing some research work for myself and to build some databases, etc. Then I became a information science coordinator, and thereafter I became technocrat. And in government, what it means is that my performance was at best in my initial years when I was doing research for myself. And in when I became technocrat, I started working on whatever I could not get during my research period, how to facilitate that to the younger scientists. I have an overlapping period of diplomacy
I'm a diplomat for about now 20 years, since about 2000, so about 24 years. Out of these 24 years, 12 years have gone from S&T, from Ministry of S&T. I was doing this work. And now for about 8 years, I am doing day-to-day business, holding the Japan desk. And I can only say that I have been a teacher all through. That is about 45 years. Usually a university teacher is supposed to teach 8, if you're a professor, then 6 hours a week. Nowadays, the new education policy says 16 hours a week. I had been teaching almost 20 hours a week all through my life. And now I teach Saturday, Sunday, 3 hours every Saturday and Sunday, so 6 hours. Try to be at institutes like this to learn and see how much I can share. There are 2-3 things which have been said by the Vice Chancellor. One is the security safety of MHSR. About Mumbai-Ahmedabad high-speed railway, I'm associated with it since beginning, when we started talking about it. Now I'm associated from coordination point of view between India and Japan. NHSRCL, National High Speed Rail Corporation, they are the implementing body. Ministry of Railways, the overseeing body. Then DPIIT is Make in India. DEA, Department of Economic Affairs, is the funding or the fund sourcing or channelizing agency. And Niti Aayog is also a participant. This is how it works, and we at MEA coordinate. So we have the next joint committee meeting happening on 23rd, which will further determine the next course of action. I can only say that security and safety and the sustainability of security and safety, including other sustainability, is the key word. That's why Japan was picked up. The options were Japan, France, China. Japan was picked up for this reason. Hyperloop is also on the card. For the time being, focus is on 508 kilometer complete rail. I'm also very happy to be here when I listen to DMIC, Delhi Mumbai Industrial Corridor. In my young days, I was associated with DMIC when Amitabh Kant was the lead over there, and we used to talk very big dream projects, and I had a very small role to play there. Some nodes have come up very well, and I'm happy to be the active node today, and will be very happy to visit there later. In fact, I would be very happy to come back to participate in some of the sessions, at least in the panel discussion. And coming back to my presentation, first of all, namaskar, and is it? Yeah. So on behalf of the Ministry of External Affairs and on my personal behalf, I would like to express my gratitude for giving me this opportunity to meet and interact with all the scholars, the experts from India and Japan in this very significant domain, to the host as well as the collaborating partners, convener and co-convener Professor Nilima Satyam, Professor S.K. Prasad, and the entire team. Very happy to be part of this one-day intensive session. And in fact, yesterday I had the opportunity of interacting with about 30 plus maybe participants from here, and I could share a part of what I wanted to talk here, which was not covered here, which is the Japanese mind. If we want to do something with Japan, what is it that is important which you should keep in mind? And I can only say, I'll probably cover that in the later part, that this is a friendship or this is a partnership which is going to last long. I don't think it will end, so it will only grow. And I'm going to put a word today where I would like all the young minds here to apply their mind. So my compliments to the organizers, the academicians, the practitioners. Practitioners means the sponsors and the industrialists or the entrepreneurs, and experts from Japan and India for coming together on this very important platform to discuss different aspects of geotechnical challenges in respect of high-speed rail in particular. This is a very highly relevant topic, considering even the two aspects, that is the vast railway network we have and the modernization or upgrading which is taking place at a very fast speed. Very visible example is 180 kilometer speed rail, which is inaugurated almost once a week type of thing. So this obviously speaks of the pace which we are keeping. Then the Mumbai-Ahmedabad high-speed rail, which is under implementation, and the future plans. Would like to mention here about the future plan. You are probably aware that the 3 more corridors were included in the last budget. You know, those who are familiar with the bureaucracy or the technocracy, they will know that we need to budget the thing, then the things process. Till then it remains on the board only. So it was budgeted in the last budget session. This means 3 are already on the board. Minister himself has talked in the presence of Japanese side counterparts that we have a plan to go for 5,000 kilometers in very near future. And we have second plan to go for 10,000 kilometers. Now this speaks of the amount of work which all the stakeholders will have to play or do during this process. And today's deliberations cover wide-ranging technical aspects. These are the topics which are listed. So this actually leaves very little scope for me to participate. That was my idea of what, when I was talking to Nilima, that what I would speak in this special gathering of experts. I have been an information scientist, so that gives me an opportunity to handle the patents, the hi-fi developments in the science and technology areas. But geotechnical is something which is, I know something, but that is not enough to be able to participate among this, August gathering. And that was the hesitation I had. But she, as you can see, convinced me. And I'm here today and very happy to be here. My remarks, therefore, I would say, don't know how much I'll be able to contribute, but I'll try my best. I asked for 20 minutes. She allotted me. When I saw the program, I found 3 minutes to others, senior dignitaries, and 20 minutes to me. So, very grateful, and would like to share my thoughts for your reference. And some elements I believe would be serving some purpose. So please pick up those elements which you think are relevant to you. I'll cover the Mumbai-Ahmedabad high-speed rail specific area. Then I'll cover about India-Japan relation, which is important for you to understand. It's from Ministry of External Affairs point of view also, but also to understand where are we leading to in next 5, 10, 50 years. And the key, I believe, is communication when we deal with India and Japan. And communication does mean language, but language is only part of communication. It has to be from heart to heart. We should be able to read in between the lines when we talk to each other. We should be able to convey what is it in my mind and what is it, how it will serve the both sides. And this involves the culture understanding and the skill. Skill means in your case geotechnical, maybe geophysics, and maybe other areas. So respective skills plus culture plus language. And standard India-Japan agreements, some DST agreement, some mines agreement, what elements they use, I would like to show an example to you. And then I would like to show from my experience of last 20 years as technocrat and diplomat, that what is it that is useful for the country. So if you add, or if you consider adding those elements, the MOUs or MOCs will become more deliverables. High-speed rail, as you are aware, is a 350 kilometer design project. Actual speed is 320. So it's a 300 plus speed model, first ever in the country. So obviously the challenges are which we can't perceive so easily. An important point regarding resettlement, environmental issues, and the legal framework for land acquisition for Mumbai-Ahmedabad high-speed rail. Since it's a 508 kilometer, it goes into different parts of the different states. So it covers 3 districts in Maharashtra, 8 in Gujarat, and Dadar Nagar Haveli, impacting about 297 villages. The feasibility study included 3 things. One was RAP, that is Resettlement Action Plan, Indigenous People Plan, Environmental Impact Assessment. This was done by JICA. It covered 2,761 potentially affected households and 5,404 affected people. Then it also covered 80,000 trees which are to be replanted or shifted or which will get affected. All these calculations changed, actually multiplied in due course of time. and this multiplication was 7 times, 10 times and 3 times respectively. I can only say that all these things have been implemented. It's already done, all clearances done and have been implemented. I have requested Neelima to share this copy of my presentation with everybody. So I'll skip some of the parts in the, because there are some points which I want to mention. Here I would like to say that the principle that in the rehabilitation, the principle that the project affected person should improve their socio-economic conditions after the project has been completed or implemented and share the benefits of the project. They should share the benefits of the projects. So what it actually means is that their level of living standard should go up, both in terms of physical as well as mental, because high speed means change in thinking. Then it involves capacity building, social developmental works in the area involving the local people. The environmental impact assessment, NHSRCL being an environmentally and the high speed rail does not come, it is this last clause, it's not mandatory to take care of this aspect because it's beyond the scope of this particular article. But NHSRCL being environmentally and socially responsible organization decided to do all that is required to be done, even if they are not covered under this particular clause. So it includes the diversion of forest land, management of mangroves and wildlife protection, etc. In Maharashtra, the project alignment traverses through environmentally protected area, and in Ahmedabad, it passes through some things like brick minar, CD Basir's minar, then tombs, etc. So these are the areas or the aspects to be taken care of, which are well taken care of. Then a construction environmental management plan based on the environmental management plan and the environmental monitoring plan from the supplementary environmental impact assessment, and these were developed and implemented at the respective sites. Then regular environmental monitoring site inspections, internal and external environmental audits, safety, health and environmental committee are in place and they are meeting and doing the work which they are supposed to do. In total, I can say that there have been a lot of gains for NHSRCL also, and there are gains from geotechnical aspects point of view for both sides, because these matters were discussed with the Japanese side, these matters were agreed by them, and they are quite convinced, because JICA does not extend loan if there are any issues where public resentment comes. With this, I cover the MAHSR part. This whole, whatever information has been shared here, it is coming from the public domain. You can use this information as you feel very freely. Now, this is an area which I have been doing now for about 20 plus years, and I would like to talk about the past relationship. In brief, we can say that we have a totally conflict-free relationship for all through. It starts somewhere between around 750. I have not got the opportunity to go deeper, but I feel very strongly that we have rope culture in southern part of India, and we have rope culture in Okinawa, that is the southern part of Japan, and there are some similarities there. Coconut, rope culture, living culture. So I believe that there are bonds much older. So research has to be done, but if we start from the available records, 750 is the one where the Indian priest Bodhisena went to Japan, had the privilege of doing the eye-opening ceremony of Lord Buddha in Todaiji temple in Nara, and this was a big privilege. This was not talked much, no hype was there, but it's there, so it's continuing. This privilege between the two countries continuing, and all actions thereafter are in line with that. If you see 1910 Rabindranath Tagore, he has gone to many countries, but Rabindranath Tagore and Okakura Tenshin chemistry, it's basically literature. That chemistry lasts very long, very deep. Justice Radha Vinod Pal, he was justice in the International Tribunal, and during Tokyo Tribunal he took a stand where he said that Japan only cannot be blamed for the atrocities or the crimes in the war. Now this is something very touchy for the people in Japan who lost during the war. because somebody at a neutral level coming and speaking in their favor. So it's very recent. It's, around 70, 80 years back only. Then San Francisco Peace Conference, Pandit Nehru took the stand not to participate. This was basically to take some actions against Japan, and India decided not to participate. Instead, India decided to sign a peace treaty with Japan. And that is how our relationship from 1952 started working. The Overseas Development Assistance of JICA started coming in, although there were some purposes, because they wanted to import iron ore from India. To do so, they need to finance some projects. This is how the ODA started flowing in, and we are now currently the highest recipient of the Overseas Development Assistance. Other things like, Kyoto relation, Hoko is a Rath. It's something like Jagannath Rath. Jagannath Rath is massive and heavy and wide also. The Japan, considering their geography, it's narrow, tall, not as heavy, and again pulled by people. So very similar type of structure. And elephant given as gift by Pandit Nehru to Ueno Zoo. This was again a very comforting action for the children of Japan. So if you see carefully, it's historical relationship, we have spiritual relationship, we have social relationship, cultural relationship, deep impacting, political as well as diplomatic. Subhash Chandra Bose, all of you know, this is INA connection. But before Subhash Chandra Bose, there was another Bose called Ras Bihari Bose. He's the one who, who was involved in bomb incident. So he landed up in Japan, married a Japanese, and actually expired in due course of time. But he left a lot of work he did there. The base was created by him on which INA started. Cotton and iron ore export from India actually gave a fillip to the textile industry in Japan in the old time, and iron ore gave them the fillip to go for the special steel production. Now we are having ArcelorMittal coming back here together with Nippon Steel. To facilitate ODA and to facilitate this cotton as well as other iron ore, etc., banking came. Mitsui Bank came in India long time back in Calcutta. Then mixed industry success. There were some success examples, but failures also, big failures also, till around 1970s. After that, there was not many Japanese companies coming in, and Maruti Suzuki was the first example, which was a success story. Thereafter, Delhi Metro shining example, connectivity projects, and now we are working on the next shining example, that is high-speed rail. Today, Japan is one of India's most important partner. We enjoy a huge goodwill. We enjoy now the trade. There is trade deficit issue, but we are working on improving the trade. Transfer of technology is something which we are very keen, and now this goes as a mandatory condition. Unless there is a transfer of technology, unless there is a Make in India element, the deal doesn't go through. The summit meetings, this means the high level, it's called summit at the highest level, that is the PM level meeting. This has been happening since 2000, and it became regular meeting from 2005. 2006, it was named as Strategic Global Partnership. I have been associated from beginning for this particular, all these summit meetings. So when it was called global, I being into the field was thinking, how much we do with each other, and how should and why should we call it global. Now, coming from that is 2000, it became strategic, then it became special, and by then I was into MEA, into the ministry, and now I understand what does this special means or strategic mean. So special means that the Japanese normally do not set the targets. The VC talked about the investment also. 3.5 trillion Japanese yen were committed by Japan in 2014, and this means the investment coming in the form of ODA, which is normally committed in advance. So it's committed probably 2 or 3 years in advance, so we are aware how much investment is in pipeline. Then the FDI, the foreign direct investment, and the third is the financing. So all put together was 3.5 trillion Japanese yen, and this has been revised in 2022 after actually accomplishing or achieving this target of 3.5 trillion yen in 5 years, and the new target now is 5 trillion Japanese yen. It's approximately 1.5 times. 27 is the next target. That is the challenge I have. Although I may not be there on the desk, on 27, but the conditions have to be created now. The target or the figures or the content has to be compiled now so that the new targets can be set in 2027. These are the 2 points with which the convergence which we have between India and Japan, which are more political, strategic, geopolitical type of things. So now we have the numeric target conversions or the numeric targets confirmation between India and Japan, which is not usual practice by Japanese. This speaks of confidence Japan has in us now. And you will find Japanese more accepting us now, whether at academic level, whether at social level, whether at industry level. And the convergence is also there, which is again important from the global scenario point of view. These are some of the mechanisms which we have in place, which are working very firmly. These are some more mechanisms or, their contribution into our activities like Make in India, Skill India. There are 2 programs called Technical Intern Training Program and Specified Skilled Worker. This attracts workforce to go to Japan to work, which is not very difficult. The only difficult part is the Japanese language ability which they require to have. There's a huge scope in this area. We have approximately 2,000 plus people already in Japan in last 5 years, or maybe 7 years all put together. Vietnam or Indonesia sends 10 times this number every year. The only difference is they train people in language, in masses. That's the only difference. So I'm here in this institute. This is the 2nd or 3rd engineering or S&T institute where I'm saying this. Not that I come from the science background. The scientist or the science background people have to learn foreign language to explore the possibilities more. We have, trade promotion through Osaka. Osaka Expo is happening next year. Next year, 13 April, it will start. You will be surprised. I run a course now from MEA at ITPO, Indian Trade Promotion Organization, for Japanese language. All those who have to go and get stationed there are undergoing Japanese language, and they will be talking before going to Japan. So that's the way the government gives emphasis now to the language. When it comes to other partnerships, I'm putting something strong now, whether it is digital or startup or health or other S&T agreements. We have done a lot. I won't say that it's zero. It's definitely, we have done a lot. The only thing is the potential is huge. But are we ready to deploy our manpower into it? Into it doesn't mean that people have to go to Japan. Into it means they are serving this partnership. Are we ready? I would say not really, very bluntly. Diplomatically, I'll use some other words, but I would like to use this word here, that we are not. It's a repetition that we have connect since past, we have strengths since past, we have further additions, convergence, numeric targets. We have very strong foundation between India and Japan relationship. Only 2 instances of differences. One was when we conducted nuclear tests, America imposed sanctions. Japan was left with no option. I was a worker on the ground at that time for India-Japan relationship. I tried my best to tell the diplomats here, don't leave India. Don't go by whatever others are doing. You judge by yourself. And when you see that a neighbor is having nuclear power, you can't afford to be, remaining behind. So if this has to be understood. So they understood, but the action was taken. So in Japan, if you impose sanctions, now who will bell the cat to go back? Once you impose, somebody has to create a paper saying, no, it's very fair to have nuclear strength, which Japan cannot do so easily. So Japan was actually a loser in terms of economic development. Their investment came down. Their people had to go back. They had the signatory power. So they could not sign the check or pay the salary of the people who are working here. In the case of America, they have Indian Americans working here. They were doing the business as usual. So I left it at that time also for my Japanese friends to understand. Now they understand this very well. Then diverse opportunities which we have. The target till 2027, as I mentioned earlier, is 5 trillion Japanese yen is already in place. I am very sure it will cross. Some extra efforts are required. Even high-speed rail has got many challenges. So major money comes into high-speed rail during this period, 22 and 27. So way forward beyond 2027 is the issue. And I would say bigger targets are required. but more than targets, it's the quality targets. So it's quality targets, and I would say not equitable partnership is the keyword. Determining factors and the challenges in this partnership. I would like my academia colleagues and the fraternity people to note it down, that the quality people to people exchange is the key. People who went to Japan in 1950s, 60s, 70s through AOTS, through other channels, they created some base. And for your information, I had written paper on this. Maruti Suzuki's success story, the main factor behind that was 60 plus people who had undergone training at AOTS or through AOTS. They were employed by Suzuki in Gurgaon. So they were actually working as a buffer between India and Japan, and they absorbed a lot of shocks which were very difficult for Japanese to understand at that point of time. That was one reason. The other compelling reason was Suzuki's own state of affairs in Japan. They were not doing well. Economically they were coming down and could have gone bankrupt if this story was not there. For all these challenges, communication, which I mentioned, language, culture, skill is the key. Desired level is N1, that is the highest level, which normally takes 2000 hours plus to reach that level. So I do not expect an engineer or a scientist or a science student to spend so much of time in language. N3 is the minimum from where he or she can start, and then when he or she is working with the Japanese or in the Japanese culture, they can keep improving their ability further. Objectivity in planning, this is very important, which I was talking yesterday, including sourcing, funding, implementation and application. Key, another factor is the 5W1H, which Japanese apply, which we have to apply if we want to work with the Japanese. SWOT also, because we will say that we have so much, I would say do your SWOT, and you will find, yes, you are strong somewhere, but you are weak also, maybe in some other areas. There are opportunities here in India, lot of opportunities, potential is very high, but then threats are also there. So you have to be very fair while doing international business. And approach, I would very clearly say, it's very difficult for a Japanese to understand us. They find it difficult to understand even our food, because we serve them that food which we don't eat. You know, we always serve them yesterday Mughlai food. We don't eat Mughlai food. You know, when I go to Pune to one of my, old friend who was with me in Japan, they serve me a very thin chapati and very mild sabji, or maybe some vada or uttapam, or maybe dosa. That's not the food which we serve them. If you serve this food to the Japanese people, it will go very smoothly into their. So we are not showing our reality, so it's difficult for them to understand. So I would say better try to understand their mind. So Japanese mind is very important, which is a difficult thing to understand, because they always think of the other person. If I say hello to you, how you would react? If you don't know me, is it required to say hello? So don't trouble other person by saying hello to him so that he's in trouble to respond back. Now this is the type of mentality they have. If it is real business means I am making an offer. I have got huge money, maybe black or white, I don't know, but I have got huge money, let's do something together. He requires 2 years to go back to his team and discuss it, which he did 2 years back, and he has a plan in place. He is willing to do that, but if you give your plan, it will be derailing both his plan as well as your plan. Since we don't plan in advance, they have planned in advance, so why not take their plan? And you wait for 2 years, go by their plan now, and in 2 years you convince them to take your plan. So this is the only way it will work. I would say go step by step in Japanese linkages. If you have one linkage, if a professor has come to you, I was told yesterday one professor linked here, few have done PhD under him, he has guided many people. Keep expanding this. Keep expanding this. Try to go to other channels through him, and your channels will improve. If you try to explore new channel yourself, please be ready for 5-year plan. Necessary certification is important in Japan also. You know, we have those certifications now in IT industry, but before that we have that masters or I have PhD, etc., etc. Those are papers only. I have never seen my documents. Actually, I have not seen my PhD degree at all. So I have not seen it physically. So those are not, nobody asked me that degree here. So it's important up to a level, but actually it matters. Whether you are a PhD or a master's in engineering or a BTech, it does matter, because then it means, and from where, that is also important. For example, if you say that I've studied in Tokyo University in Japan, it's a type of green card. So you don't need a PR. In Japan it's called PR, permanent residency. So I don't need PR. I simply go and say I was a pass out of Tokyo University in 1986 or 88 somewhere. Enough. Custom immigration clear. This is how it works in Japan. The government initiatives in this regard. I mentioned about communication. We never bothered about communication. We were bothering about language in those days. This is about 1980s or 1980s to 90s. Interministerial and review group was formed at the cabinet secretary level. India-Japan cooperation not going up the way it should go. There is huge potential. Everybody is saying so. A review committee was made in which language was one element which was discussed every time. And I was representing that, going to that committee. And now I go from ministry into that committee and handling. So this is how the language came as one element to be promoted in the ministry, and the Japanese language is the only language which this ministry promotes. MEA did what it did in 2017 to sign a memorandum of cooperation to promote Japanese language. There were two things, main elements. One was to train teachers who will in turn train students. The other was to start new courses or expand the existing courses. We did achieve some success, but the success was not to the desired level. So it was modified in 2023 with focus on grooming only quality people. So the purpose is only to target annual level people, and 3 is a stepping stone in between. Direct outreach we started, we accelerated this, and I'm here under this clause in the ministry. On my noting I have said that as part of the outreach made by the Ministry of External Affairs to promote Japanese language across the country to add to the people-to-people exchanges, I am going to what is now called new name, but the old Aurangabad. After about 3 decades I was here. Of course, this was another attraction. And we have now new initiatives which I'll just cover. And I'm also covering a standard requirement sheet for the language culture, which is for your reference. These are some of the things which we did under the 2017 MOC. Overall responsibility was the Ministry of External Affairs and the Embassy of Japan. The implementation body was Japan Foundation. And if you see the output of the 5 years, out of the target was 1,000 teachers, about 900 teachers were trained, 870 or some teachers were trained. But the training was 12-hour course to 360-hour course. So this new MOC, we focus only on 360-hour course, no 12-hour course. 12-hour course means tea, talk, and go. So totally gone. This tells you what the ministry thinks about the courses and the output or the outcome. Then JOCV JICA volunteers. This is I would like to explain here. These are the volunteers. The scheme was there. It was not exploited much by us. The educational institutions in India can request JICA for JOCV volunteer teachers. They come here for a period of 2 years. Their expenditure is taken care of by JICA, by the government of Japan. The institute or the receiving institute need to provide hospitality, that is accommodation, reasonably furnished. And if you can extend probably, the medical system of the system, the volunteer can go for consultation to the local doctor, and if he can go and use the canteen, etc., it's more welcome sign. So this is a good scheme which you can probably consider. I have a time issue. Yeah. I'll try to restrict to only the important points. This is what we have been doing now. The total outreach, I have gone to around 40 institutes, and I keep talking to more than 25 institutes on regular basis. About 15 plus institutes I'm supporting now on regular basis, and the support is given here. One is providing them curriculum for maybe 200 hours, 300 hours, 500 hours, and long term. The other is helping them get the textbooks. Third is the linking them to the teachers who have been trained and training those teachers. So those teachers normally can attend my online course to prepare the lesson plan, how to teach 1 hour or 2 hour class. Then linking the CSR of Japanese companies. This has been a successful model. There are 3-4 models which we tried. One company said that they cannot give fund for Japanese language. I said you give fund to the institute for something, and I requested the institute to teach Japanese language and pay for the teacher. Rest we will do. This was actually KIT, Bhubaneswar. KISS got the support, and KIT run Japanese language. Their engineers learned Japanese language. They went for internship. Some of them got employment. This was one success story. The other is where the Japanese company from Japan gives appointment letter to the students. So it was given to 7 total. Those 7 were, actually 15 were trained in Japanese language. Those 7 have already gone to Japan. The expenditure for teaching, that means the teaching fee, is paid by the Japanese company, facilities given by the institute, and MEA provides the support from outside. The third one, which is continuing now for 2 fiscal year, last fiscal year and this fiscal year is going this 40 plus lakh rupees of CSR support in terms of books and the equipment. Then a new initiative is India-Japan Council. This was created by the minister, by our minister. It's a industry-driven initiative where industry come together and think what they can do to serve the relationship, India-Japan relationship, basically grooming manpower for future. So whatever manpower they require, they may require supervisors, they may require management, they may require the shop floor people, whatever type of people they require. If they train such people, the target set is 20,000 in next 3 years. There's another target set is 50,000 target, which was given by the speaker Nukaga of Japan while he was discussing with the Prime Minister, and this target is also working. So there is a target of 50,000 one and 20,000 3 years one, 50,000 for 5 years. Now this here all have role to play. You can use this as an opportunity and you can also contribute and gain further. This is the table. I'll leave it for all of you for information. It's a very average type of table. This was average pan-India data based table coined. Then I've compared it with Japan. So these many hours are required to reach a particular level, provided a student is an average student. Not very low, but average or above average. My experience of teaching IIT and the engineering student was that they could finish all that in the minimum, that is 200 hours. Actually, they studied in 150 hours. So if you see the left hand side, those many hours, all of them cleared with A grade, or you can say distinction. So if the students are very good, you don't need probably so much of time to teach them. Cost also given here. Cost may vary depending on the place, but average cost is available. This is about language. I am leaving. Language is not difficult, provided you do it through your medium. That means Marathi. Instead of teaching through English, because English is reverse, the grammar is reverse. So you'll be reinventing the wheel. The student will be reinventing the wheel if you teach through Marathi, and textbooks are available in Marathi also. Just for information, it's not mentioned here. This is Chinese characters used there. Just let me, if you see the left box, it looks like Christmas tree. It actually means tree. 2 trees put together becomes forest. We have the Bollywood movies. Hero, heroine runs around those trees. And if you have a tree up also, it's Corbett National Park, where you are going on an elephant and you suddenly find a tiger above you. So, because there are trees all over, this is jungle. Now, if you learn the kanji this way, then you will find it's very interesting. There is a very simple kanji of water and tongue. If I put a drop of water on my tongue now, you will suddenly find my voice improves. So you get activated, and that is the meaning of the kanji. The kanji represented by the combination of those 2 elements actually means activation. So it's a very interesting thing. People call it difficult. I say challenging, but not difficult. It's a very simple thing. I gave yesterday an example of khake dekho. Accept this. Don't argue. We use it in India. Japanese also use it. So don't ask questions. Why pani pita hu? not पीती हूँ. Don't ask, even if you're wrong, doesn't matter, it will communicate. So don't stuck on these things, small things. Step by step you will learn better language. You should have a strong grammatical foundation. But that is required, not everyone does it. So you start, don't stuck there, don't insist that explain me everything. That's the key in the language. So it's not science. Yesterday I told some, I still don't understand buoyancy. It takes a minute to understand what is buoyancy. If you go to a tub, throw the other person inside, buoyancy is over. But if you explain it, just pick up the definition and explain to a child, you'll be surprised. So we make it complicated. I say make it simple. So if you make it simple, it's really simple. These are some of the things which explain how it is simple. If you see here, these are the definition of 5S. Books are written. There is a 30-page book on 5S and there is a 300-page book on 5S. I have also translated book. So I also know that I did for the sake of credit that I have translated one book. If I was given an opportunity, I would have simplified that. Definition, write it down in mother tongue, Indian mother tongue. It is word to word same and it conveys what it really means. And that's the book. The 5S 30-page or 300-page is covered here in 2 pages. There is nothing more than that. PDCA is the Japanese way of working. So you don't do anything without planning. I hope all of us understand what I mean here. So I won't like to say more than that. The only point I would like to mention that the Japanese don't do without plan. So if you want to put up something today, be prepared that it will come in their pipeline in 1 year later or 2 year later plan. The kaigi, the meeting, there is no meeting in Japan where the decision is taken. Decision is firmed up before the meeting. It is endorsed in the meeting. Maybe somebody says, okay, you are asking too much, but I understand your difficulty. Let me go back to my people and discuss, but I think I'll try to convince them. You can please go ahead. That is the mildest way of telling that the decision has been taken. And that is all it is said. Nobody discusses or debate in the meeting. Now you can understand how to work with the Japanese. You may have to have 5 meetings, 10 meetings, 15 meetings before the meeting. Jikano Mamoru is the time which I am not following. So compliance is very important. These are the areas which are very important. I have listed some of the things which you all will know. This is coming from a recent MOU being under discussion now, which I was reading and I was trying to find out how can they make it more, the target oriented and object oriented and going for output and outcome. These are the standard words. So normally academicians will say we will exchange information, we will have visits of students, we will have visits of teachers. It finishes there. Then it started, we will do joint research. It doesn't say serving whom. So I am saying start serving whom. So the suggestion, recent additions are there, B2B, etc. We will do business to business as one element. Normally what happens that the agreements happen G2G. Government doesn't mix with G2G and B2B. So we have I said that have a separate session where you can have B2B meeting and a government official coming and sitting there. So it is endorsed, but it's not approved by the government. But these are some of the additions happening. These are the points which I would like all of you to consider in your sessions or panel discussion, whether you can work on them or not. First is how about bringing in diversified elements of your domain under one supply chain. What it means is that there is a delivery to be done. There is a bridge under construction. Tomorrow it will have cracks, it will have accidents, and somebody will have to address that. Start from there. And then go back to the supply chain where the raw material comes in. I don't know whether the problem was with the raw material, processing of the raw material, mixing of the raw material, teaming of the raw material, or maybe further steps. But somewhere some problem was there. So I would say try to bring everything under one umbrella, then move towards including the academia as core stakeholder in overall supply chain. At the moment, I hear from academia the dissatisfaction that their opinion or they are not taken very seriously. I would only say that please don't ask too much because I have worked as a scientist on the ground, then as a technocrat, and then as a diplomat. I am able to succeed more than 25%. And I consider myself a highly privileged, highly blessed person, because 25% is a very good achievement. So academia also should try whatever they want to try, but don't feel dissatisfied if you don't achieve what actually you wanted to achieve to that level. Bring complementary research projects under one broader umbrella of research. You know, if there are 3 projects or 5 projects of same nature going on, try to bring under one umbrella. Let the projects go on separately, but let there be a coordination committee where you coordinate what the others are doing so that you can save on probably some elements. Provide for sharing of resources and infrastructure to optimize utilization, improve efficiency and reduce costs. That's the target. Include targets for recycling, reuse, aligning with the principles of circular economy and sustainable research and innovation. I would say 5S Gemba Kaizen very important. Not that it is India-Japan cooperation, even otherwise it's very important. Based on thorough SWOT analysis, link relevant elements of research to the industry. Define the ways and means to enable or plan or implement short-term, that is 1 to 3 years, and short-term roadmap towards further investment and technology development in the sector. Enable joint ventures in this line only, and carry out joint research projects which might be need-based sponsored, related to innovative technologies in the domain, environmental impact assessment and sustainable practices, and from here starts your MOC. At the moment, the MOC starts on the top, so it does not go the way it should go. I am saying have at least 30% to 50% more strength added to your own side. Then you talk to the Japanese side on equal footing or a stronger footing. Then make an offer. They will make some offer. And here, if you start the MOC, this will probably deliver much better. That's all I would like to say here in my this address. Thank you so much. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Professor Chawla has put light on history, culture, exchange of knowledge, Indo-Japan relations, technology, strategies, policies, diplomacy, and whatnot. His deliberations were highly encompassing. Thank you for the encouraging words and the valuable insights, sir. Now, the presidential address will be delivered by Dr. Anil Joseph, President IGS.
Good morning all. So Chief Guest, Professor Ashok Chawla ji, other honorable dignitaries sitting in front, the speakers, the key main people who are waiting in line for this session to get over. And I think we are talking about punctuality and we are almost running 45 minutes behind schedule. So I have been given 3 minutes. I will make sure that I close in 3 minutes time. The delegates who wants to take this knowledge and share, and definitely India need a lot of connection with Japan. So very clearly it was told that this journey has started. If I look into the history, IGS started its journey way back in 1948 and Japanese Geotechnical Society started in 1949. Today we are at 6,000 members and we see that we are growing, but looking at Japanese it's more than 13,000. With a 12.5 crore population, they have 13,000 members in the Geotechnical Society, and with 140 crores population, we have to. I always dream of getting it to 10,000. So I need more members who are not members of IGS. Please raise the hand and join the form. The form will be available here. Second aspect is that we need more people in the international society. Out of the 20,000 which was mentioned, we have only 300. It was 160 when we started. I want to make it 2,000. Please add to that. Then one more thing which missed out by APC, he has covered everything. I would like to tell that recently we had a India-Japan Korea trilateral workshop which happened in Osaka in Japan. So that was a very good experience. So that happened in 2024 May, and 2026 is going to happen in Korea. So tentatively they have planned and finalized the venue. So, and 2028 India will be hosting that. So that relationship is building up, and we are working on that, and definitely we need to catch up. I see that it's about, we are have to 50 years, we are growing, but we have to accelerate the gear, and I'm very sure that India is going to grow. We are the 5th largest economy right now. Soon we will be overtaking couple of steps more, and we'll be reaching the 3rd economy, the largest population. Definitely there is a big opportunity for civil engineers in India to grow, and exactly as Chawla sir pointed out, we need to learn precision and punctuality from them and make it simple and go forward. And I wish all the very best for the conference, and all of you to take a lot of good points, and like our VC pointed out, the hyperloop, that so many things has to happen. So let us have the learning, and I always believe is that engineering is the art of applying knowledge into practice. So let us not limit ourselves to what is learned here, apply it into the field. Reminds me, because the organizer, special congratulations to the organizers Neelima and SK Prasad for doing a great job. And I know it's a long day ahead, because looking at that, we will be taking the time of this because we don't want to do it. But I would like to thank the management of MIT for giving us the opportunity to be here to conduct this, and most importantly, our prestigious conference which is going to take him. Thank you MIT team for doing this. So you will be seeing us for the next 3-4 days. So wish all the very best. Enjoy Aurangabad. Have a great time, and be part of the conference, and make sure that we convert knowledge into practice. And we have a prestigious first Geotech Asia 2025 coming up in October at Goa. We need more papers for that, because we are showcasing India. So we need to have more papers. I know many of you have not given, so don't wait for my call to come. Please send your abstract and papers so that we showcase how India is growing, and we more importantly understand where we have to improve ourselves, and the concept of Kaizen being put in. So continuous improvement has to happen, and I'm definitely sure that India has a long way to grow. We are growing, and we are a young force, the youngest force in the world, and we are going to make a difference. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for the insightful visionary sharing. Now I invite Professor S.K. Prasad to pay the vote of thanks for this inaugural ceremony.
Shubhodaya, good morning, and Ohayo gozaimasu to all. It's always a very pleasant duty to perform vote of thanks. First and foremost, we are running late by 1 hour and 5 minutes. My request is that, we'll have to make up for that. Maybe question and answer session will be along with the panel discussion at the end. And I request all of you to save time during tea and lunch. I also request each of the speakers to probably save 5 minutes each. Well, we had Professor Ashok Chawla, who has an in-depth knowledge both in culture and bureaucracy in India as well as in Japan. And he gave a very insightful lecture. Thank you very much, sir. We had the team from IGS, President Professor Dr. Anil Joseph, Honorary Secretary Dr. A.P. Singh, Dr. Neelima Satyam, who all have been instrumental in making IGS even more international. So I thank each one of you for having been in the inaugural function. And the team from the local Aurangabad, Professor Munish Sharma, Dr. Nilesh Patil, Dr. Pandari Pandey, Dr. Kale, and of course our own Dr. Banesh Dikshit. Thank you very much for making everything happen here. And all the speakers, I'll not take your names now, but I'm sure we'll have excellent deliberations from now onwards. And I sincerely thank each one of you for accepting our invitation. We have IGS Executive Council members, former presidents, and every one of you involved here or present here. I request all of you to, enjoy the deliberations coming up immediately after this session, and I thank each one of you. Well, I pray for the success of this 4th Indo-Japan workshop on high-speed rail and geotechnical challenges, and I'm very, very sure it will be very successful. Thank you all, and arigatou gozaimasu.
Thank you so much, sir. May you all enjoy the enriching sessions throughout the day. I would now take your leave to meet again. Thank you very much. Namaste.
Good morning, everyone present here. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce the eminent keynote speaker. To begin with, I would like to introduce our first speaker, Dr. Susumu Yasuda. Dr. Susumu Yasuda is a professor emeritus at Tokyo Denki University. He was born in Hiroshima in 1948. Dr. Yasuda has been a vice president of the Japanese Geotechnical Society from 2006 to 2007 and the president of Japanese Association for Earthquake Engineering from 2013 to 2014. In the International Society for Soil Mechanics and Geotechnical Engineering, he was the chairman of the Asian Geotechnical Committee number 10 on urban geoinformatics in 2002 to 2006 and the chairman of the Asian Geotechnical Committee number 3 on geotechnology for natural hazards from 2006 to 10. Here I present Dr. Susumu Yasuda.
Okay, yeah.
Just yeah. Just forward and back. You need to move. No, not this. This is a pointer, and you need to move down for the slide change. This one. Second. Forward and back. Point. This is the pointer. Forward and back.
Hello. Hello.
So, this is different for the microphone if you want.
It's okay. Thank you very kind introduction. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Susumu Yasuda. It's my great honor for me to be here it's okay. Okay, to make a lecture. So my topic today is assessment of the environmental impact of the constructing Maghreb ultra high speed railway in mountain areas. Ultra high speed is the key point of my presentation. So first, I'd like to overview the Japan topography and railways. And next, current state of railway in Japan and construction status of Chuo Shinkansen. This is ultra high speed railway. And then plan of the constructing of the Chuo Shinkansen will be presented, and issues to consider in the tunnel construction in Shizuoka Prefecture will be presented. And finally, he proceeded to the concluding remarks. Okay, it's okay. Yeah. So this is a map of Japan. As shown here, there are four main islands, four big islands. Not so big compared with Japan and India. So this is the main island, and Hokkaido, Shikoku, and Kyushu. And show this figure shows the big cities in Japan. The biggest one is Tokyo, and the next one is Osaka. And there are several big cities in Japan. Sorry. Oh. Sorry, doesn't work. No. Okay. This figure shows the topography and railway topography of Japan. The area of Japan doesn't work. Pointer. is 378,000 square kilometer, which is small compared with India, about 1 twelfth. So this left side figure shows the altitude of Japan, and the first one, blue colored, is less than 250 meters. So it means 70 of the country is mountainous, and most people live in densely packed these lowlands. And total length of the railways is about 31,000 kilometer, and probably this is roughly half the length of India. And much of the railway built in lowland only, so the railway lines are densely packed in the lowland area. And many people use the railways, and about half of the total population uses the railway every day. So the first railway in Japan opened in 1872 between Tokyo and Yokohama. And after that, railways were rapidly built throughout Japan. By the 1960s, the transport capacity, okay, thank you, of Tokaido line. Tokaido line is from Tokyo to Osaka through Nagoya. Okay, had reached its limit. So the construction of Shinkansen is a Japanese word, which means high-speed railway, started. Construction of this Shinkansen started. In 1964, the Tokaido Shinkansen, which connected from Tokyo to Osaka, opened in this year. Then the Sanyo Shinkansen, Tohoku Shinkansen, Joe Shinkansen, and other Shinkansen are open. Now the maximum speed of the Shinkansen is about 300 kilometers per hour. The Tokaido Shinkansen, this is the main Shinkansen, carrying up to 458,000 people a day, one day. And even though the train are forced to operate on an extremely tight schedule, for example, this table shows a timetable of the Tokaido Shinkansen departing from Tokyo Station. Please watch here. This is trains only one hour. So you can see the 15 trains depart per 1 hour. So each train has 16 cars. Then to relieve a busy schedule, a plan was made to build a new Chuo Shinkansen line. This is a new Chuo Shinkansen. So by using the superconducting maglev, SC maglev cars, to achieve a maximum speed of approximately 500 kilometers per hour. This Tokaido line runs through along the coast. But in case of Chuo Shinkansen, this line connected from Tokyo to Osaka, Nagoya directly. And this is one of the merit. And the high speed is the second, by using this high speed. The one more merit is we are worrying about the mega earthquake here. We call Nankai Trough. So in case of Tokaido line, Tokaido Shinkansen, we were worried about damage due to this mega earthquake. But in case of Chuo Shinkansen, we are not to worry about the, we're not necessary to worry about the damage due to the huge earthquake. In 1997, a test line was completed in Yamanashi Prefecture. So I rode on the this test line and took a photo from the test yard, and took a photo from the nearest mountain. This figure shows a map of this area. So you can see there are two high mountains named Southern Alps and Central Alps in Japan. And also there is a Mount Fuji here. So it means very long tunnels are necessary to in this area. Not only this area, but also in near Tokyo and Nagoya. This is a populated area, so it is necessary to construct underground deep tunnels in this area also. So thus the 86% of the total length of, will be a tunnel section. Now the construction of these tunnels has begun in some part. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. Sorry. Okay. This is okay. Please watch the white line here. This is the boundary of Shizuoka Prefecture, and Shizuoka here. So these prefecture and city, their tunnel, long tunnel will be constructed in this area. This area is just origin of the Oi River. It's a big river. So the construction of this tunnel, its length is about 25 kilometers. Will be started from east side and left side, and not only that one, but also the emergency exit here will be constructed here. So it's located. It will be located in the valley, at the source of the Oi River. There are several issues to consider in the tunnel construction in Shizuoka Prefecture and Shizuoka City. So the Ministry of Land Infrastructure, Transport and Tourism, Shizuoka Prefecture and Shizuoka City have converted technical committees to consider the impact of the construction of the natural environment and the impact of natural disasters on the construction. So I have participated in Shizuoka City's technical and mainly dealing with seismic stability of the embankment made of tunnel excavation waste. So, technical committee, this the first to fifth. I'll explain from the first to the fifth. The first one is lowering of groundwater level due to leakage. This is a tunnel, and this is original groundwater level. No, sorry, this is a tunnel. So this is the original groundwater level. So if a tunnel is constructed here, the groundwater could leak into the tunnel through water paths and faults. So it is expected that the groundwater level in the natural ground will drop as shown in this dotted line. west side. So the water volume of the oil river will be decreased. That is a second issue. So the third issue is the change of the quality and or temperature of the water in oil river. If the water go tunnel and passage in this area, okay, this is the tunnel, and the emergency exit to be constructed here and here. So not only the construction of this tunnel and emergency exit, but also in this plan, the headrace tunnel will be constructed from here to here, and to prevent this to become cool or okay. And also, excuse me, I forgot this important thing. By collecting the water, liquid water, and pump up to this head. So this is a plan. This photo took at the emergency exit and opposite slope, and this is the exit of the headrace tunnel. And you can see the very narrow and steep slopes in this area. Issue number 4 is adverse effects of aquatic life in rivers and vegetation in mountainous areas due to the change of the groundwater level. So this is a bird view of this area. At the top of the mountains, these grasses are growing, and you can see the rivers are shown here. So the rare alpine plants and the stream creates need to be protected. This is a number 4th issue. The next issue is stability of storage for large amount of waste generated during the tunnel excavation. So the tunnel excavation is expected to be to generate approximately 3.7 million cubic meter of waste soil. So which must be piled along this river. But as shown in the previous photo, the valley is very narrow, and there are many steep slopes. So there are not a good sites for piling. And so now the plan is disperse the excavated soil in several places. The biggest one is the Tsubakuro Valley. So this is a Tsubakuro Zawa in Japanese, but Tsubakuro Valley. So in this area, approximately 3.6 million cubic meter is planned to be piled, and the height of the piled section is 65 meters, very high. This is a cross section along this this line, so you can see the narrow valley shown here, and also steep slopes on both sides. In Japan, we must consider the characteristics of the disaster in mountain areas because Japanese river have steep gradients, and soil on natural slope is weak. And Japan has a high level of seismic activity, and heavy rain falls frequently. So the heavy rains and the earthquakes frequently cause slope failure, inducing the debris flows. For example, this left side photo shows the debris flow caused by the 2008 Iwate Miyagi inland earthquake. The failure occurred, and debris flow occurred due to the slope failure along this valley. And this is a debris flow caused by the West Japan heavy rains, due to heavy rains. And it's not shown in this photo, but upper side of the river, many landslides occurred. So these are landslide slope area of natural slope. But in 2022, different type, very strange type of mud flow occurred in Atami city. So at this place, the piled soil collapsed, and due to the collapsed mud flow occurred along this small river. So during the heavy rain, I took this photo next day by helicopter. So this is the Tokaido Shinkansen, as shown here. Anyway, houses along this valley stream was destroyed by mud flow. But fortunately, the mud flow passed through the culvert of the Shinkansen line, so the Shinkansen was not damaged. This photo shows the damage during the stream, upper side, the midstream, and the downstream. Anyway, this is the collapsed piled soil just after the event. But before that, this was the photo was taken. So heavy rain washed away approximately 56,000 cubic meter of soil that are piled up in the upper reach of the stream. The piled soil was not adequately compacted, and the drainage system was inadequate. And very important thing is the soil was piled illegally. So it was concerned that there were many embankments like this in Japan that were prone to collapse by earthquake or heavy rains. Then the law was enacted to unity the regulation of various embankments. So this is a published manual to cross embankment. The main items to be studied in this manual is first drainage facilities. It's necessary install these kind of drainage facilities. The second is setting groundwater level in the embankment. So if this kind of drainage system is installed, but it's necessary must be 90%. So and during the earthquake, we must worry about the collapse. So the in case of seismic coefficient for slope stability analysis, 0.25 in horizontal direction of seismic coefficient must be designed. And in case of embankment piled in valleys, it must be attention to the height of the embankment. So the best way is height is must be less than 15. But the height is greater than 15. The formation analysis should also be carried out for the embankment over 15. Then for the coming back to the Tsubakurosawa soil storage site, this is a planned drainage facilities. This is base drainage area, and horizontal drainage layers like this. So this is the idea of the soil storage is high. For example, top this corner, top of the storage. This analysis says that almost 1 g of the horizontal acceleration will induce. So now the earthquake deformation analysis by Newmark's method is currently being carried out based on these seismic response analysis result. Then these are concluding remarks. The Chuo Shinkansen, ultra high speed railway using SC Maglev, for which construction has begun in Japan, is introduced in this in my presentation. The original plan was complete the project in 2027, but there are many environmental issues to be resolved in building a large tunnel section that pass through the Southern Alps. The solution is taking time, so completion is expected to be delayed beyond 2037. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Yashoda, for your enlightening lecture and for sharing your deep expertise with us. Your presentation has shed valuable light on the embankment failures and railway geotechniques and its application to high-speed rail. Now I would like to invite Professor N.K. Samathia sir for kindly present a memento for Dr. Yashoda as a token of appreciation. Sir.
For our next lecture, I would like to invite Dr. J.T. Sahu. Dr. J.T. Sahu received his MTech and PhD degrees from IIT Kanpur and then did postdoctoral research at Institute of Lowland Technology at Saga in Japan from 1996 to 1999. Dr. Sahu joined IIT Delhi in 2002 and is currently HEG professor at IIT Delhi since 2020. He has also worked as visiting professor at Institute of Lowland Technology in Japan for 6 months in 2007. Dr. J.T. Sahu specializes in the field of transportation geotechniques, tunneling, slope stability and reinforced soil structures. He has received prestigious Lifetime Achievement Award and Leadership Award of Delhi chapter of Indian Geotechnical Society. He has also received several national and international best paper awards. He is an editorial board member of 4 prestigious journals. He served as the Honorary Secretary of IGS from 2017 to 2022 and the Chairman of IGS Delhi chapter from 2015 to 2017. Now, let us welcome Dr. J.T. Sahu to deliver his keynote lecture.
Thank you. Thank you for nice introduction. And today I am going to talk about the work currently being done in India. So that was in IIT Kanpur, and then I went to Japan, and there we got very good project on the Shinkansen railways. So a high-speed railway, we have a paper in Geotechnical on the work done at Japan, and then I pursued railway track beside my other interest also. So in today's presentation, I would be talking about the background of why we need research on railway tracks in India. Then second is what is the work done at IIT Delhi. Then I will move on to the present work we are doing. So presently we are having, as Chawla ji also said, we are having more than about freight corridor, around 12,000 kilometer of freight corridor. You can see that eastern, western, and then quadrilateral, and then one more track is here coming up, then this another track is coming up. So this is a huge kind of a project, about 12,000 kilometer, and then you have a high speed rail network coming, which is around 8,000 kilometer, which is in the planning stage at different sections, and 500 kilometer between Mumbai and Ahmedabad is ongoing, and this is as per National Rail Plan 2020. And soon, and you know, every week or the other we are having the inauguration of semi high speed Vande Bharat trains. So at all aspects we are working. Now in India, if you see, or rather I will say, in a railway tracks, generally there are different type of track failure. You can have massive shear failure, you can have subgrade progressive shear failure, but more important in India, you get this frequent problem of mud pumping in various tracks, and this is why the initially RDSO came to us at IIT Kanpur to work on this railway projects. And then there is also a excessive subgrade plastic deformation, as you can see that these sleepers are just penetrating inside, and this here you can see all the mud is being thrown on the track. So these are these are twin problems which are most important for Indian Railways. So Indian Railways earlier were not very conscious of this thing, and there was no concept of subballast also. So if you see the olden tracks, you will not find the subballast layer. There is only ballast layer, and below ballast layer there is a subgrade. So mud pumping problem was very frequent there. So Indian Railways started using geosynthetic for new tracks and for the repair works. So this is how the railways introduced the geosynthetics about 15 years back. Before that they were not using geosynthetic, and as you know, lot of benefits are of the geosynthetic. It can be reinforcement element, separation, confinement, filtration, drainage. For all these purposes you can use geosynthetics in railway tracks. So I come to the research done at IIT Delhi. So as you see, this is a ballasted track, and you have rail, sleeper, ballast, subballast, subgrade soil, natural ground. Here geogrid is generally provided between ballast and subballast layer, and geotextile, which has drainage, separation, filtration function, is generally provided between subballast and subgrade soil. So if you want to do any work on the ballasted track, then the materials to be dealt are many, like subgrade, subballast, ballast, geogrid, geotextile. Rail and sleeper are man-made material, and for that properties are known. So what we did in this research was we used two type of subgrade, two type of subballast material, two gradations of ballast, geogrid and ballast interface, and subballast subgrade interface. So you have to evaluate all these properties in order to have the realistic estimate of the numerical modeling. So these are the papers published in geotextile and geomembrane as a two-part paper, and details are given here. I will just go through and tell you the test conducted by us. So different sizes of triaxial were used, from starting with 38 centimeter dia, 10